Hello, and welcome to the Crushing Through Life podcast, the show where two longtime friends get together to discuss their past, current, and future life experiences. So I got to stop. Oh my God.
You know
I'm just
what,
reading
Rob?
you know what? We'll keep going. I'm listening to my voice. I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. Who's going to listen to this?
I thought you sounded good, and I was thinking at the same time, like, man, I'm glad it's not me that's doing the intro.
A show where two longtime friends get together to discuss their past, current, and future life experiences, such as friendship, careers, relationship, finances, and goals we've all faced throughout our lives. We'll speak about what we've gone through and how we faced and overcome some of these challenges. We've all gone through these times in our lives, and we wanted to have a safe space to talk about some tough issues, stories, and ideas, even some on how we could better our lives and anyone else who might be listening. I'm your host, Rob, and with me as always is my best friend, Jim. How you doing, Jim?
Not bad, Robbie. Not bad. Well done.
Thank you very much. That was all scripted literally 10 seconds ago. Could not have gone better without a hitch.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
So a quick bio about me. I'm a 31-year-old IT guy, I guess you could say. I've been working in tech support for about 10 years, slowly trying to work my way out of doing support, looking to get into more of an IT security role. And by doing that, I'm chasing after some IT certification. But alongside that, I have a wife who I've been with for 5 years now. I've been with her since I was 18 years old. Married for 5 years now, but I've been with her since I was 18 years old. So we've been together for almost 13 years. And together we actually have a son. His name's Nico, and he's 3 years old. And I've always discussed about starting a podcast with Jim. Our nerves are very high. We have no idea what we're doing. But, I figured we'd just wing it a little bit. And, here we are. So, Jim?
I guess a little bit about me. I am 32. Hearing you say you're 31, Rob, I'm like, damn, we're old now. But, what's cool is, and I think we're going to brush upon this in the podcast, is 31 and 32 is relatively young. Well, it is young. And, we're going to wish that we had started this a long time ago because we've been friends for so long that all this stuff that we're sharing is, it's making us better now. And I wish that we started it a little bit earlier. So I guess that's one thing about me. But I live in Hamilton, Ontario with my wife, Jess. We're closing in on our 3-year anniversary. We both met at McMaster University. She became a doctor there. And we've been dating for about 10 years now. Actually, yeah, 10 years this August.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been about 10 years, yeah.
2010 this August.
That's great.
No kiddos like Robbie, but maybe some in the future. For work, I am kind of a sales manager type role, bulk seller for a gift card company that people submit gift cards to our website, and we pay you a discounted rate for that. No plugs, but anyways, just to give you a brief, it's a weird job that I have, so it's trying to get a little background for that, but kind of sums up day-to-day life. Hobbies for me: poker, sports, music, which is kind of where Rob and I bounced off each other, long time ago now. 15, 17.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of how our friendship started, right? Like, we met in high school, and I think the first time we've actually bonded, and I know we've discussed this story a bunch of times, but going back, my favorite band is Tool, and we hung out. What's that?
It's the longest you've gone without bringing up that your favorite band is Tool.
Don't worry, I'll send you some memes tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, meeting Jim for the first time, it was at Nelson's house, right?
Yep. Nelson's bedroom.
That's right. And Jim's actually a bass player, and he was actually a bass player for my band, which is also pretty interesting. But I heard Jim play the riff of one of Tool's best songs, 46 and 2. And right there, I was like, well, we just became best friends.
Yeah, it was literally seen from Step Brothers. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just playing it, and actually, I didn't even know at the time it was like I didn't know Rob. Actually, who am I kidding? You're probably wearing a Tool T-shirt, and that's probably why I played it. But I think I had just learned it recently on. I used to take music lessons once a week, and theory is very important. It's really fun, but when you're like 15 and your friends, you're all jamming around, like oh, that song is super cool, and you get notoriety if you can play something by a band. And Tool has the best bass lines, like of all the music that we listened to in high school. Um, Obviously, you still do, but in terms of back then, bass was like, I don't know, kind of in the background, really. So when Tool makes it um, so dominant and so heavy the entire time, it just carries the rhythm. Like, it's cool to play those. But yeah, obviously it worked. I bagged a friend for life just playing a little riff,
There you
46
go,
and 2.
man.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah, that
never
was
know. You
awesome.
never know.
Yeah, I mean, our whole relationship has been kind of based upon music, right? Like, we've kind of grew up together, sharing some of our favorite genres of music. Like, I'm more into the progressive rock, like an industrial, kind of like Tool, Deftones, Nine Inch Nails, that sort of
Perfect
vibe. And
circle.
yeah, Perfect Circle, absolutely. And uh, Jim, I mean, if you want to
Yep.
discuss some of your favorite bands during that time.
I think for me, like, but right before I had met Rob, Blink 182, Green Day, these kind of punk rock bands. Sum 41 wasn't really big for me, but they were good. And then maybe getting into grade 10 and 11, I started listening to Alexis on Fire, and I kind of opened up my music palette a ton because
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it was, but I think the screaming really spoke to me. I didn't think I listened to it because it was obnoxious, but I'll admit that some of those bands, the more obnoxious they were, it was almost a gimmick. And I would add that. I'd be like, oh yeah, these types of bands, um, I started listening to because of that. But Alexis really wasn't that. And I know, Rob, like, you and I loved Alexis on Fire. I remember one day before school, when No Transitory came out, and you were the only person in the world that like waited clicking there for like Much Music to release the music video online, and then we talked about it
yeah.
at school. We freaked out, and it was really fun. But yeah, those types of bands. And honestly, now I'm way different. I think I listen to much more, a little easier.
As
As
life
sadly
gets
as it
harder,
is,
right? As life gets harder, things get, you know what? I just want something a little bit easier.
well, that's the thing is, I still find myself, like, I still have iTunes, and the same.
Yeah,
I don't listen to new music, but when I'm driving in the car, if it's a 10-minute drive, I'm not going to put on a CD. I'm not going to plug the phone in, just listen to the radio. So I find a lot of it is top 40. I hate a lot of it, but the thing is, those songs are catchy, so they just, stupidly enough, stick in your head. So
right. I mean, they're designed to do that from the bottom up, right? Just like something that can just stick in your mind, and you're singing it 3 hours later, and someone's asking you, why are you singing that song?
sometimes you just hum a tune. You're like, I don't even know what it is, and someone's like, yeah,
What
you're
is
you're
that
singing
song?
the new Justin Bieber song. It's like, I don't like Justin Bieber. It's like, well, you're singing it. Like, ooh. Right?
Yeah,
You just, it sticks in your head. And that's what's kind of funny about hearing a song and have the memory play back. So for us, 46 and 2 is always one that I can't picture your excited, you know, pre-driving a car. I don't even think, yeah,
I
you
mean,
weren't
I
even with
can.
Terry. Like, you probably had a beard back then. We were in grade 10s, but it, like, it's so funny how a song can just drive a memory like so perfectly clear.
100%, 100%. And just going back to like sharing that love for Alexis on Fire, because I think that's like one of the first bands that together we kind of just bonded over, because
Yeah.
I remember going to see them in Toronto at the Opera House with, I don't know, 100 people, maybe 150 people, just starting, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And look how far they've blown up. So just seeing that progression is pretty wild. And getting back into that, I mean, we grew up in a time where, you know, we had, like, the Beatles, right? And then we had, like, the Stones, and then we had, like, the Beatles, 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 and then we had, like screamo was the fashion, like screaming music, kind of that hard punk um, genre was the thing to listen to at the time, and that's kind of like what our high school band was based out of. For me, it was
Oh
like
yeah.
Power. That was the thing that really drove that type of music, or like kind of heightened my ears when I listen to that type of music. Is like, that sounds like Power, right?
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where your hairs are standing on your arm,
Oh yeah.
and it's just like, wow, this is pretty crazy. This music speaks to me.
Well, that's what's so cool about music is like, you can feel it almost, go through your veins and hit you in the toes and come back up, and it makes the hair on your, it's, amazing that a noise can make the hair stand up. And you and your friends, and I think it's always funny when you look back, groups of people that have been friends forever in high school, like, I think music totally decides that, because you kind of bond with these people over these bands. And like you said, like that Alexis on Fire concert was my first show, let's call it, that wasn't seeing another friend of ours, older brother's band, which was tons of fun, like really, really great, but not seeing like a big band that I had just bought the CD of. And we found a whole, like, that lineup was incredible that day, with Boys Night Out, Hopes Fall, Monine, all bands that we've listened to now for a long time. And it's really cool how just like seeing one, then it broadens your horizons. But
Yeah.
coming back, like our whole group of friends, everybody, if not everybody, loved Alexis on Fire. Maybe like a couple, but a lot of them did, or like they would play shows with other bands, and we could go. Music's just such a bonding experience.
It really is, and I think that is probably the main spark to any relationship that starts, or any friendship that starts in high school, right? High school is like, you're always bonding with music, and and nowadays even kids have it easier. We've had it easier with the internet as well, but like with Spotify now, it's wild. I can listen to one band, and now I'm listening to a whole 3-4 other new bands I never even heard of. Like, wow, this is amazing. So
Yeah,
it's
it
pretty
wasn't,
crazy.
especially for that, like for different genres of music, because the genres that we're specifically talking about, they didn't have the platforms that were available back then. It was like you had to buy their CD, see them in these underground shows, buy their merch. Otherwise, they didn't exist. But now you can listen to a band, find them on Spotify, and it'll predict what you're trying to listen to, and it'll jump
Yeah.
you from there to there to there. And then sometimes you zoom in and out, like if you're working or whatever you're working out, you're not paying attention. It's noise, and then you hear like a riff of a guitar, you hear something, and you're like, this is really good. I don't know what this is. And I think that's kind of what I was getting at, is I don't really do that so much. I actually use iTunes, not Spotify. So,
Yeah.
and I just shuffle my own music. But when I'm with other people and they use Spotify, it's really cool to be like, hey, I stumbled across this band. And I think that's one of the best parts of their platform.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my first introduction with music streaming, oh, this is going way back, but probably internet radio, or like Napster. I guess Napster would probably be the first
Yeah.
thing. That illegal music downloading and all that, and how that all began, and
I used
downloading
things
MP3s,
off.
and it turns out to be something that you're not expecting, like the Macarena.
Yeah, people used to just lace fake songs with titles. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You download something, it's like, I don't think so here.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is extremely annoying. Hold on.
I remember my first podcast.
What is that? Okay. Sorry if you heard that. I could cut that out. So that was our 10-minute warning that we've gone now. We've been speaking for 10 minutes.
And time flies. Like, it flies. You know what? And that's the enjoyment of why Rob and I wanted to do this, is we were just talking, quarantine kind of had us in this lockdown, and Zoom started this friendship that we've always had, but now we get the opportunity. It's so weird. We're closer than ever, and I can't, well, for a while I can't go over and see him and his family that I've known Rob's wife since grade 1.
We don't want you here.
Oh yeah. Well, there's that too. The invite has been lacking, but in theory, I could have gone over to visit. But yeah, it's crazy, and this gave us a perfect opportunity to to really start something and start challenging each other. And the two of us and another friend have been challenging ourselves both mentally, I think, and using more physically, but using that to boost a positive lifestyle and positive mentality, and just being healthy, and honestly just being open with each other. And it's been really, really great. Obviously I miss you guys, but it is, I've in a way never felt closer. So
Yeah, 100%. Like we were just saying before we started this episode, is that like I haven't seen you so much and since COVID started, that it's wild, man. It's really a great thing. For sure, nothing beats face to face, having you over and all that. And now that we're finally getting to that point, it's great. I think we'll definitely have you over, and um maybe not. Well, who knows?
yeah, we'll see when
We'll see
the
how it
invite
goes.
hits. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what that invite is.
I am from Hamilton, so
It's a quick flight over to Toronto.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess this has kind of been like the first episode. I mean, we're both kind of winging it here, but it's nice to know that we're off to a good start. I think we've cracked the ice here in this first episode, just talking about our relationship, how we built it, how we bonded over music, and yeah, hopefully you guys stick around.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care.